Hoops 360 is so excited to welcome a very special guest on today's episode. If you know music, you know her. If you know pop culture, you know her. If you know basketball, you know her. She is literally everywhere. The one, the only Flau'jae Johnson. Flau'jae, appreciate you for coming on the show and appreciate your time. I want to look back at the most recent game that you and your team just played against Duke, a massive statement win. What do you feel like you learned about yourself, and what do you feel like you learned about your team in that game and in that win?
Um, man, just that my team is so deep. We have a lot of people who are able to rise to the moment. I feel like with our schedule and like how we play, the teams that we play early on, you can't really gauge that for real until you play a team with a name. I feel like we were already all excited to compete, and so I just learned that wow, like my job is not gonna be hard this year, because I'm surrounded by so many dogs for.
You mentioned the schedule and how it can be tricky to gauge what kind of team you have. For the
Yeah.
player then on the court, for you, especially a returning starter, fourth year player, what is it like to play that kind of schedule early, knowing in your mind that this is not the competition you're going to see in March?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't keep it real. It's so annoying. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I know, Coach Mulkey, she have her method. But me, like, I'm just like, bruh, like, you know what I'm saying? So, everybody always talk about our script schedule, and you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, hey, I agree. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's definitely Coach Mulkey knows she doing. She got four natties. I only got one. And every team have its methods, but that's what make it much more sweeter. It feels like when SEC play comes and tournament play comes, like it's been unleashed, like you know what I'm saying, like we finally unleashed, you know what I'm saying? But it's about like just building habits in the preseason, and I don't know, just getting us ready to play in March.
You'll have plenty of that competition coming in SEC
Yeah.
play. Looks like it's going to be, again, one of the deepest and most competitive conferences in women's college basketball. Do want to get into that. I want to get into the SEC. I do want to get into Coach Mulkey. Before we do that, though, I want to touch on the coach that you just beat in Carol Lawson at Duke. Kim Mulkey talked in her post-game press conference about how when you played in the U.S. women's national team in Chile under Carol Lawson, that was difficult for you. And it was kind of a difficult relationship that you built with Carol Lawson. And Kim Mulkey told you, like, hey, don't make this personal. Don't make this about you. Just do what you do. Do what you do for LSU. Don't do too much with it. What were your mentals kind of going into that game?
Well, it wasn't like a different relationship with Coach Carroll, a difficult relationship with Coach Carroll because, like she taught me so much that I didn't even know like going into USA basketball. Just a lot of pro level stuff, you know what I'm saying, in her mind on, how she teaches defense and reads, etc. But it was like a tough situation, like me not being able to play, you know what I'm saying? And so for me, my mindset as a competitor, it was just like when the Duke game, of course, I was like, okay, I'm excited. I'm gonna be able to show her like this the type of player I am. You know what I'm saying? And so it wasn't like anything that was like supposed to be like too crazy. It was just like a heat of the moment, competitive. First team we played it was actually a good team, and they jumped out on us like 11-1 early. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it was just like I wanted to just be able to show her. It's nothing but utmost respect and just competitive.
When you think back to that time with Team USA this summer, knowing that you wanted to play but just weren't in the rotation, that
Yeah,
could be a possibility becoming a pro. And I know you have goals for that.
yeah.
How do you kind of take what you've learned from this summer and into this season if you are in a situation like that in the future?
No, like for real, like, and you just got to work through it, and you got to be mentally there. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's something I'm still learning today. Even with my workout today, I had a very tough workout, and it was just more so about my mental, and just being ready. I know for a fact that every situation is not the same, or you gotta earn your keep. You know what I'm saying? And I just said I'm just gonna work, so I'm never gonna be in that situation again. And whatever I do, every facet of the game. So when I do get to the WNBA, somebody beat me out of spot, they beat me out the spot 100%. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be nothing that you know what I'm saying? So it's just like being 100% prepared, so I'm never like in that situation again. But you have to go through situations like that to live and I learn. You know what I'm saying? That's why I did like a documentary on YouTube. I did an episode and I dropped it and I just showed people like the behind the scenes, the real raw emotion behind it, like everything. And then how my level of training rose. You know what I'm saying? So those situations you gotta be able to learn and be like mentally strong. And I feel like I grew from that.
I did watch that on YouTube. It was a great watch.
Thank you. Thank you.
Why was that important for you to share what you were going through and share
Yeah.
what you overcame from that experience?
Well, I wasn't gonna do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't. I brought my cameraman down there, in my production because I expected, things to go great. Like, I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna win a gold medal. I'm gonna get the doc on YouTube and go live. And then it took a turn. So it was just like, dang, I know other athletes go through this too. Like other athletes go through this. They go through things with coaches. They lose their confidence or they do whatever, whatever. I just wanted to show them, like, like even though you go through this, like if you keep working and you keep building and you keep being intentional, like you can do whatever you want to, and whatever you put your mind to. So it was just like being vulnerable, and I'm never really like vulnerable. I feel like people don't ever get to see that unless it's like on the court or you know what I'm saying. So just being more vulnerable and letting that loose, because I know other people and other athletes go through things like that.
Yeah, I think even a non-athlete can understand that on some level. Like you think
Yeah,
something's going to go super well and it just crashes and burns. So
yeah,
kudos to you for putting out footage like that that maybe didn't go the way you thought it was going to go.
yeah. Most definitely. That's like that adversity, and then it's like after that, what are you gonna do? Like, are you gonna crumble, or are you gonna continue to work?
You've worked pretty hard for 4 years at LSU. You've stayed there your entire collegiate career. You didn't leave early, you didn't transfer. Honestly, in this day and age, incredibly rare for anyone
Yeah.
to do that. Is it something that every year you thought, do I want to leave or do I want to stay? And just big picture, like, why have you stayed every single year?
It was just for me, what I was thinking is just about the next year is just get better. Just develop where it's hard. It's not easy to play for Coach Mulkey. You know what I'm saying? It could be easier to go into the transfer portal and go to a team with a terrible record and average 30. I can do that. I did that in high school. You know what I'm saying? College is not much different. But I want to play with all Americans. I want to play under a tough coach who's won championships. I want to play with people so I can learn how to be efficient. You know what I'm saying? I want to play in positions where it's not favorable for me and still come out on top. So for me, it's more so I like to do the hard stuff. And for me, I talking to my coach today. I was like, he was like, are you gonna be sad when you leave here? And I was like, nah, because like I gave everything. Like these last 4 years, like I gave everything. I lived in the gym. I ain't do much partying. Like I really poured everything I could into LSU. So I don't know. It was just like LSU for me the whole time. And when I do something, I'm trying to follow through. Like I'm trying to commit to it.
You said it's not easy to play for Kim Mulkey. I think anybody that knows her and her fire and her passion can probably see that. But what is so difficult about playing for Kim Mulkey? What is it like being one of her players?
It's really hard, but it's like, the hardest things are rewarding. I seen this video on my mom's TikTok and she was posting in the huddle because Duke is so small, like the bench is like over the huddle. So you was able to see in the huddle, like she chewing me out, she chewing Michaela out. And, I was just like, yes, man. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Just really taking that coaching. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, they didn't even realize she was yelling that hard. But like, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like if I could play for Coach Mulkey, I could play for, a coach in the W that's coaching me hard and that expect a lot out of me. And I don't know, you just gotta you just don't want to mess up. I feel like that's the hardest part. And then once you learn, this is the hardest part of playing Coach Mulkey. Like she wants you to kind of play perfect, like don't turn the ball over, woo, but she don't. She allows you to miss shots. She allows you to, you know what I'm saying? But you just got to learn how to play the game the right way while always not like losing yourself.
And all of that, like getting in your face and getting on you, that comes from a place of wanting you to be better. I saw
Yeah,
on Twitter there were these like two side by side videos of you playing Duke and also some highlights back from Kim Mulkey's Louisiana Tech
yeah,
days. And there were so many parallels of your game, your
yeah.
style, your tenacity, your passion for the game. I think the caption was something like Flau'jae and Kim Mulkey really are soul sisters. What is your relationship like with her, and how has that grown and changed over your 4 years in LSU?
Yeah, we have a great relationship. I think we just share the passion for the game. I think that's the thing that we both like want to get everything out of the game. And she's like that every single day. Like sometimes like it's crazy. Like she come with that energy every day. But like that's the type of energy I want to have with everything I do. Like can I come with the energy like I'm about to make this the best song I ever recorded. I'm about to make this the best workout I ever had. I'm about to get so much stronger in this weight session. That's how her mind works. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's how she get the best out of her players. And I feel like passionate people, like they just run together. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, our relationship just, she knows who I am at heart and I don't know who she is at heart. You know what I'm saying? She a good person. So we have a great relationship. And it's grown because before like I came in, I was a kid and now I'm leaving a young woman, I still have that respect for her that I had from the first day.
We all, as people, like portray ourselves differently in different situations. And obviously, a lot of people have ideas about Kim Mulkey, but you said you know who she is in her heart. What side of Kim Mulkey do we not get to see that maybe you get to see being so close to her?
Just those moments where she like make you believe yourself and reassures you that you are like good enough, like you know what I'm saying. And I feel like just in the world, she knows like, being a young black woman in this world, you're viewed differently, or just even being a woman in this world, you're viewed differently. And then you put the other stigmas on it, you know what I'm saying? And she just tells us, don't ever apologize for being you. You know what I'm saying? Don't you ever apologize for being passionate. Don't you ever apologize for being confident. She's like, it's a thin line between disrespect and confidence. I want you to stay confident. You know what I'm saying? So she really just pours into us, and that allows us to pray freely and be who we are. Like people don't see that, so that's probably the best part of playing with her, playing for her coach.
You mentioned, you want to do your best when when you go into the studio and you record a song. That's one and a half of you is you are
Yeah,
also a professional musician. You're a rapper. How has
yeah.
Kim Mulkey and the LSU athletic department and LSU as a whole embraced that side of you and really pushed you not just as an athlete, but as a professional musician as well?
Yeah, no, they love it. And that's more so of a thing of on my end. You know what I'm saying? Because it's crazy to have a whole team of basketball and these obligations that I have to, take care of. But I also have a whole team on the music side and those obligations that I have to take care of alongside my NIL and brand things. So you have to look at those as like three different pillars. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, um, they're very supportive, but I make it easy because I'm 100% professional. I know during the season, basketball is the main thing. You got to keep the main thing the main thing. The basketball is going to fill the music sometimes. And, you know what I'm saying? So it's just about me being professional, me being on time, me communicating, me having my schedule ready to bounce off that. Like any off days I have, I'm doing music, I'm doing videos, I'm doing content, I'm doing NIL. But when it's time to lock in, I'm locked in. And it's like every day, it's just like cycle, like music, basketball. So I kind of love it. And I just love that I'm doing something that nobody else is really doing.
How deep are your days kind of scheduled then? Because I was going to ask you if you did any music during the basketball season. Sounds like you do on off days. Like, what does your planner look like?
No, I really do it every day. I wish I had my dang on journal so I could show you, but I got my studio set up right in my room and I record every day. Like I try to record something every day. If you see on my Instagram, like try to do freestyle Fridays every Fridays. Now, like if we traveling or something on a Friday, Saturday, I might miss it. But usually, like say I do my freestyles and they hit like a million every time, so I try to keep it consistent. I got an EP I just dropped on the 14th of November. I got another one about to drop at the top of the year. So it's like I'm constantly working. Like I'm about to drop the Fly mixtape in December this month. So it's like I'm constantly like I gotta stay consistent because if I don't stay consistent in music, they're gonna forget I rap and they're gonna be like, oh, she's just a hooper. You know what I'm saying? But if I don't produce on the court, they're gonna be like, oh, she focusing on me. So I gotta stay consistent. And I have pride of outworking the basketball players while still putting my work in the music. And so my days start early, probably like 6, and they end like 8, 9. I learned they used to start earlier and later, but I had to start getting some sleep. I started getting delirious. I'm like, no, I cannot do it. I'm gonna fall out. Um, and but man, I like my time crunch, like 8:30 film, 9:30 workout, 10:30 weights, 11:30 conditioning. Boom, we got practice 1 to 4. After that, 4, I got a meeting. I got to, you know what I'm saying? I like my stuff stacked. So then when I'm done, I'm done. But my planner looks ridiculous. Like my Google Calendar is crazy.
And I think it's so refreshing. I feel like more so now than ever,
Yeah.
athletes are encouraged to do more than just what they're doing in their sport, whether it's in fashion, in your case, in music, whether it's in podcasting. We see a whole nother world of athletes and what the rest of their lives
Yeah.
look like. But why is it important for you to do both, to not just be seen as a hooper, to not just be seen as a rapper, but as somebody who can do both?
Because I'm a woman. And I believe we are the most powerful beings on earth. And I feel like if anybody could do it, I can. And it's just to show the other young girls like anything is possible. Um, I feel like in a society we in right now, you gotta look a certain way. You said to be the status quo, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I am out of outside all of those boxes. I'm not, I'm a tomboy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I get grills in my mouth. Like, I wear beanies, I wear jogging suits, but I can kill it on the cover of Vogue. You know what I'm saying? I'm a tall, dark-skinned woman, skinny, like I very petite, like, and I can kill it on the basketball court. I can kill it on the billboard. So it's just showing, like, if you confident, if you believe in yourself, like, man, and these little girls, they really cling on to that, and you have to see it to believe it. And then I believe that 1,000%. White, black, purple. Like, if you're a woman, you understand that we have to work 2 times harder. You know what I'm saying? 2 times harder. But I mean, I just feel like we're the most powerful people to do it. If it was gonna happen, somebody would have already did it. They did it, and of course, a woman is gonna do it. So I don't know. That's what kind of keep me going too, because it is days where I'm like, bro, I cannot do this. Like, I physically, mentally, I like just can't. But then it's just like, man, this is why nobody done it yet, you know. And I'm just a competitor and everything, so that's kind of how I think about it.
And there's going to be so many little girls, young women that
Yeah.
look at what you're doing and say, I can, okay, if she can do it, I can do it too. And
Right.
there's going to
Right.
be a whole new inspired generation because of what you're doing. Who is that for you? Who do you look up to and say, I admire this person?
Yeah. Well, the door has opened for that. I feel like I would say I never had anybody like I always just admired the people who were at the top of their craft. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cause but my mom was the visual representation that I had. You know, my dad died before I was born, and my mom was just a single mom working to take care of me and my brother. And so all I seen was her get up, go to work, right? After work, boom, she's at my practices being a teen mom. Then she's cooking full dinner. Then she waking up and doing. It's like she's a worker, you know what I'm saying? But I was always inspired by people who just did everything at a high level. Like, I just love that. I never understood why people would just sit down all day. Like, I was I'm always moving. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so I was just always inspired by those people who always had something to do. Like, I just love that. Like, always busy. Like, you know, I never want to be sitting down. I always want to be doing something. And so that's kind of people I look up to now. Like, even regular everyday people, they just inspired me. Like, it's so much we could be doing with our time. There's so many distractions now with social media and everything. Like, you could be distracted by so much, but if you're mentally strong to be able to get up and go and be disciplined every day, like, that's something I look up to. So that's really why I look up to like Coach Mulkey a lot, because like every day she get up and get after it every day.
You've mentioned kind of like I'll say like the power of women a lot, right? You talked about this with
Yeah.
Kim and your mom and being that role model for girls.
Mhm.
Can you look back on your life and pick the point where maybe you realized that being a role model and kind of like setting a standard for women was something that you really wanted to do or something that would make you really proud moving forward?
I don't remember the exact moment, but I think it was when somebody told me no. Um, I hate no's. And I ain't know why. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't understand why. Like, it wasn't because I wasn't good enough. It wasn't because of this, but it was, I don't know, that no really, it really did something to me. And I always felt like I was great. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just always felt like I played with the boys. I know what it was. I played with the boys my whole life in basketball. And then I couldn't play football, so I was pissed. And then I kind of grew up and I had to go from, you know, boys to girls. And I was like, wow, like, I'm great. Like, why don't we get this recognition? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why I'm at the AAU games, like, why they don't come to our games? Why we don't have no camera people here? Like, so, and I was always trying to show out, you know what I'm saying? And so then I got to high school, and we start at Spraberry High School. My folks will attest to this. We had the game so lit. It was the times where they would do double headers, so the girls would play and then the boys would play. They would come to our games and then they would leave because the boys was terrible. But you know, we were the show, and that's when I kind of knew, like, women are powerful. And the thing about women is women support women. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I just felt like we needed that representation. I didn't have nobody to look up to. I only knew LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? And that's sad because there was a Maya Moore, but I didn't know Maya Moore because Maya Moore wasn't pushed to me. LeBron was. And so for me, it's important to see a girl, to see another girl doing it. You know what I'm saying? And that feel like that opens up the mind. So I don't know. I feel like representation is very important in like all walks of life.
Yeah, I think
Representation is everything.
Yeah.
I just think probably for all three of us, like every girl has had that moment in their life where they're told no and they don't understand the reason. Like there is no reason. It's just a
There is
no.
no reason. Yeah. Facts.
It just fuels the fire in you.
It
Of like,
do.
I'm gonna prove you. You tell me I can't. You tell me no. Like, I'm gonna prove you wrong. I'm gonna tell you that
Facts.
I can. I'm gonna tell you that I can do it better than you ever thought that I could or ever you thought you could. And as you look ahead to your future, the WNBA and your future in music, I want to focus on the W side of things. Obviously, this is an incredibly pivotal moment in the league as they're negotiating salaries moving forward, as there's more eyeballs in the sport as there ever has been in the WNBA. If and when you do get drafted and you play at the next level, what do you want to bring to the league?
I would just say my big O energy. I feel like I'm gonna bring something that's different, that's never been done before. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I don't know, with my music and my basketball, I'll be able to like change things, like really trailblaze. Like that's never been done before in the WNBA. You know what I'm saying? A full-time rapper, full-time hooper. Like I really want to bring that story to life. Sounds fake, but I feel like I could bring my fairy tale to light, and I really want to be a great WNBA player. And I feel like if I can establish myself as being a great WNBA player in the next 5, 10 years, like that for me is gonna be like something because those are really the best of the best to ever play the game. If you hit that level, like it's so hard to get a roster spot. You hit it to where you're great. That mean a lot to me because that'll be like wow, like wow, you don't accomplish your WNBA goals. Like so you name great with the great. So I mean, I know I got to keep working, and I know that if I do keep working and I get my mindset together, and everything is gonna come to me. But I don't know. I want to do something special.
Knowing it's your last season at LSU and that you want to do these two things in your professional life, are you paying attention at all to collective bargaining negotiations and what they might mean for you in the future?
Yeah, I hope they don't do a lockout for the season. I want to get drafted. No, but I think I think what the players in the league are doing is it needs to benefit the players. Obviously I feel like women's sports is on the rise, and I really hope that they come to an agreement that's good for the league, also good for the players. Um, and I just want it. I don't want to. I want them to figure this out. I don't want to be chaotic. My first rookie year, but the women we deserve what we deserve. You know what I mean? And I feel like they're incredible women like Nafisa. Everybody is really having a voice and standing, and I feel like they're the WNBA, and I think they'll come to an agreement hopefully, and the women we would get what we would deserve. Just going into this, I'm new, so I'm still asking a lot of questions. Like I'll text vets in the league, and I'm like, what do you think about this? Or I'm always like, asking Coach Simone questions like, how is it like this? So I want to go into a good league, and I feel like it's growing as we speak. It's growing every day. Things are different. Our popularity is getting bigger. So I just feel like I think they're gonna figure it out, but hopefully it's definitely before the draft.
And Cass mentioned it. This is the last year at LSU. And I know that's probably hard to hear and hard to kind of
Yeah,
swallow, but I know your ultimate goal is to win a national championship this year, of
is
course.
it?
You've won a national championship. You know what a national championship vibe and locker room feels like. Does this team have it?
I mean, I don't want to speak too soon, right? I don't want to speak too soon because we haven't really played anybody yet. You know what I'm saying? Except for Duke. That was our first test, but um, if we can hit that adversity and overcome it and be together, then I'll really know. We got a little taste of it at Duke going down 11-1 on the road. You know what I'm saying? That was adversity and we overcame, but I don't want to speak too soon, but these girls, we could definitely win the ring. Like we really love each other, bro. And we able to hold each other accountable. I think that's the biggest thing. And I love playing with all my teammates. Malaysia, she's just like incredible. Michaela, of course. All these freshmen running around, transfers. It's just been so beautiful. Like our camaraderie. I've never played on a team like this. You know what I'm saying? I really haven't. So I'm just excited to see where it goes. But we got the championship aura for sure.
A lot of basketball left to be played, but so far, so good for Flau'jae and the squad. Hey, Flau'jae, before we let you go, I want to have a little bit of fun here.
Uh,
We're going to play a game called Muppet versus Mulkey. So
mm,
we're going to zoom in on a picture, and you
okay.
have to guess if it's a Muppet or if it's one of Kim Mulkey's
I'm
outfits.
good at this. I know all of her outfits because I be like, yeah, this is
Okay,
that is
first one.
You've
definitely
probably
Mulkey.
been in her closet.
Yeah, I have been for sure.
Okay, what's your guess on this one?
Mulkey for sure.
That's an iconic jacket, an
Look
iconic
at me, I'm right
game.
there.
Oh, she is.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Maybe we might stump you on this. This is a tough one.
No, I remember that. That's the blue outfit, the suit.
No
Smoking.
way. Okay, let's see. She's like zero hesitation whatsoever. She's like, I
I'm
know
too
exactly
good at
what she was
this.
wearing.
Okay, this
Too
is
We,
kind of
good
funny.
at this.
yeah, we should have asked you, when did Kim wear
All
this?
right, all right, all right.
Make it just a little bit harder on you. Okay, let's see the next one. Maybe we stump you on this one.
Ooh, you might have me. I'm gonna go Mulkey only because I see purple and gold in the back,
That's a
but I
good
don't
call.
remember this outfit.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Oh,
Oh,
it's
that's Muppet. They try
a
to
Muppet.
trick me with the purple and gold. Okay, y'all slick. Yeah,
That
see,
was a
I
good
don't remember
trick.
that. I knew I didn't remember that. Okay, cool.
And not just any Muppet, Miss Piggy, the
Miss Piggy.
queeniest of the queens of any Muppet. So we got you on that one. See, it's tougher than you think.
It
I
is.
thought I would be able to crush this game too, but I'm like, wow, once you zoom in on feathers, it really could be anybody. All right, let's see the next
Facts.
one. Muppet or Mulkey?
That's definitely that's Mulkey. That's the green suit. Let me try.
Let's
Let me see that. I
see.
think that's the green suit. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she knows it way too well. Okay,
This is kind of sick.
okay, let's see the next one.
Nah, that's a Muppet for sure. That's not Mulkey. No way. Yeah, okay, good, good, good. That was not Mulkey.
I feel like she could totally pull off the blue feather look, but you're right.
Yeah.
You got
It
this
was
one.
close.
Okay.
It was close.
Last but not least, let's get the last one in here. Ooh, the
That's a
chain
Muppet.
going.
I don't remember that. That's a Muppet. Mulkey don't really wear chains. Let's
Oh
go.
my
I'm like that. I'm
gosh.
like that.
Absolutely crushed this game.
I'm like
Flau'jae,
that.
what is Kim Mulkey's closet like?
Right? It's like a rainbow threw up everywhere 6 times. It's ridiculous. No cap.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Flau'jae, you are wonderful. Thank you for everything that you've done for us in this
Yeah,
interview and what you've done for the game. We'll catch up with you soon, and good luck with everything that you have going for you in your future.
for sure. Thank you.